We are here, we're gonna counter some endplays. Um, so we are all the way up to chapter 16. We're getting into some stuff that's a little bit more complicated now, and I've been going nice and slow, so I'm sure that all helps. We've been working our way through the book Card Play Technique, or The Art of Being Lucky. We spend about 1 week on each chapter. We usually do a discussion on Sundays. And then during the week, we have chats about the upcoming chapters, the previous chapters, and we have been doing this for a few months now, but we're getting close to the end of this book. We have about 5 more chapters to go. Then, okay, so today we're going to be talking about countering endplays. Last week we talked about endplays from the declaring side of view, and this week we are doing it from the defender side of view. Like, what does this look like when you're like sitting down and trying to figure out how you can stop yourself and your partner from getting unplayed? And the very first bit of this, which is hard, I think, is recognizing that there is an in play that could potentially be set up. So, this kind of feeds, like, this is something that's come up a lot. Like, you want to try and anticipate the declarer's plan. If you can figure out what the declarer is trying to do, then you can figure out a better strategy for undermining it. We need to figure out a way to stop the declarer from carrying out their plans. So we need to start paying attention and figuring out when partner might be vulnerable to a throw-in. We need to figure out when we might be vulnerable to a throw-in, and we need to figure out what is the declarer trying to do in order to make their contract. Some things that might happen is like partner shows up with a long suit, or so you notice that they start having to discard early on a couple of things. So you're able to get a good count on partner's hand. You could also see like that the only way for the opponents to make the contracts are for them to set up like an extra trick in a long suit. So, and you might know that your partner has link in that suit, and like you can see that you might see that the declarer is trying to keep one of you off of lead, and so you can try and figure out ways to get yourself back on lead. There are lots of different ways, once you recognize that an in-play is happening, to try and set it up to stop this. But pretty much all of them have to do with preventing the throw-in step of that in-play from happening. So if you can see that your partner is at risk for an in-play, what you can do is try and, like, if partner has a winner, you can take that winner instead. You can put yourself on lead. Like you can overtake your partner, or you might rough your partner, even though that partner's card is going to take a trick. You can play second hand high, so you can prevent the opponent from playing low and forcing your partner to take the trick. You can force them to come up with a high card to get yourself on the lead. You can also play off or discard your own winners, so that way that you yourself can't be thrown in. These are just kind of a few of the ways that you can look at this. There's actually kind of it is a pretty complicated chapter, so I'm not going to go into like all of the different details, because personally, I'm still struggling with recognizing those in plays from the declarer side of the table. So doing it from the defender's point of view is a little bit tricky. And like one of the last examples this book talks about is about how defenders themselves can pull off an in play, which is like if you can manage to stick the declarer to the table or stick the declarer to their hand by cutting off their communications, then you can force them to the opponents to lead into your good positions. So that's a way for you to kind of turn the tables on them. So let's try and look at a couple of examples to see how this actually works out in practice. So there is a whole lot to see on this board, but let's see what we got here. So South opened the bidding 1 diamond. They showed a balanced 18 to 19 count when they did their rebid. Yeah, we're into CPT now. And then North-South gets to a 6 diamond contract. So at trick 1, West goes ahead and leads off the 5 of spades. Lead off a low spade. East comes up with the jack, and the declarer wins this one in hand with their ace. Then they quickly fire off 3 rounds of trump. They draw all the trumps. They showed up with a 4-4 split, and on the 3rd round of trumps, your partner discards a heart. Just read that I just started last April. Thank you. Yeah, we're coming up very close, very quickly on my 1 year anniversary. So it's been a fun year. I don't think I would be have learned nearly as much without the wonderful people and here in this Twitch community. Like really, I just everybody answers all of my crazy questions all the time, and just it's really really helpful. I love everybody here. Just this community is fantastic. Um, so yeah, I picked it up as a pandemic activity, and then within a couple of months, I managed to find my way to Twitch. Okay, so let's see. Trick one, we played the spades, then they drew all the trumps, and then they start playing off their hearts. They play off 2 rounds of hearts. They play the ace king from their hand, and then on trick seven, they go ahead and play a 3rd round of hearts and take a ruff. And then want to play a national sometime. I would love that. So I haven't actually played any in-person bridge yet. I am I can't wait for hopefully later this year, maybe by September, October, things will be a little bit more normal and I can get to an in-person club and start getting some cool bridge going. Yeah. Oh, and no worries. We're having a good discussion. So trick seven, they play a 3rd round of hearts, which they ruff, and then they play off the ace of clubs. So we're at trick eight, and we have to figure out what we're gonna play at trick eight. So at this point, hold on, the cat is being just a naughty. Okay, hold on. I hear you. Okay. So we have to figure out what we're gonna do at this point. Do we play the queen? Do we play the 6? And you might be thinking to yourself, why in the world would we want to play the queen? Well, let's figure out what the declarer's plan actually is at this point. They've taken 7 tricks off the top. They can afford to lose one. They can't afford to lose another. Let's take it suit by suit. They started off by winning the spades, and then they made a switch pretty much immediately. Partner came up with the jack of club, with the jack at trick 1. If partner had the king, they would have played the king at trick 1 and instead of the jack. They played that 3rd hand high, hoping to establish our queen, which would have worked. So we actually know that declarer is, even though they're trying to be a little bit sneaky, they're not getting away with anything. They're showing up with the ace and the king. In fact, we're actually pretty sure that they have the 10. And this is something, I'm not too sure about this. This is one of those notes that the book made that I am not 100% sure about. But they said that if partner had the 10, then at trick 3, oh no, never mind. This makes 100% sense. If partner had the 10, they would have played the 10 instead of the jack. Yeah, if partner had the 10, they would have played it because they would play the lowest card they have, not the lowest of the touching. So never mind. So we know that the declarer has to show up with the king and the 10 of clubs, the 10 of spades. So they're not really hiding anything there. We also know that they still have a diamond left, but partner's out of diamonds, you're out of diamonds. And then in the club position, we know the declarer has shown up with, sorry, let's take a quick look at the hearts. We also are pretty sure that the declarer has no more hearts left. If the declarer had a 4th heart, they probably would have tried to get 2 heart ruffs instead of just 1. They were very happy to just play out those 3 rounds of hearts, the 3 rounds of diamonds, and then take 1 heart ruff. So we're pretty sure the declarer is out of hearts. We're pretty sure that they have the king 10 of spades. And we know that they have... so the only question that's left is what are they trying to do with this club suit? They have a spade that is going to be a potential loser. They have the 10 of spades that they need a way to get rid of. And then they also have... Let's see. There's one other card that they're going to be losing, right? It's the 10 of spades, and then... If it helps, we've also already seen 18 points from South. Okay. Right. So we know that South can't really have any more points in their hand. Okay, so I'm really gonna need help with chat from this one because I am this chapter was a little bit above my head for a little bit for most of it, but I'm trying my best. Um, but what we can see here is partner's hand. What we've seen so far is that partner has to be out of diamonds. Partner has to be out of heart. Has to be out of and has to be out of hearts. Right? Can I count? Partner can't be out of hearts. What am I talking about? I've totally lost track of everything. I'm sorry, everyone. Give me a second. Uh, these problems are hard for me. I know what the answer is, but I'm having a very hard time explaining why this is right. But so like this comes down to anticipating what Declare's plan is. And this is where like I'm having a hard enough time spotting the in-plays from the Declare side of view, anticipating that the Declare is setting up a one is a little bit tricky here. So if partner has club winners in their hand, and we also know that partner has, let's see, we know they played their heart spade. So partner, let's see, spades are probably 5-3-3-2. So partner has like one more spade. We know the spades are 5-3-3-2. If the declarer can set up a club trick, they can get a spade discard. They can go ahead and they can discard that loser spade on a club. So they can lose a club trick, and then if they can force they can force East to lead back, then they either have to give up a rough and stuff or they have to lead. Actually, no, I don't think there's anything else they can do. They have to give up a rough and slough because they can't lead back the clubs and they can't lead back the hearts. So if we recognize that the declarer is trying to set up an extra trick in the clubs, that the only way that they can make their contract is by throwing in and setting up this long club trick, what we really need to do here is, the declarer is trying to throw into East. Sorry, I've like totally messed this up. Ugh. Or lead a spade away from the queen into the declarer's king 10. There we go. So if they can put us on lead with the queen, then we have to lead our spades into the opponent's tennis, or they put partner on lead, and partner has to either put us on lead or they give opponents a rough and slough. So what we need to do here is make sure that there's no way for them to put us on lead. So if we throw out our queen right now, when the declarer goes to play that low club on the next round, our partner is going to get to come up with the trick, not us. And this one, sorry, this is a very rough description of what's happening here. The only way that we're going to get to take a spade trick is if we can get partner on the lead. So we're trying to make sure that the declarer can't put ourself on lead. If we need to get, and the way that we can prevent that is by playing the queen, then they can't throw us in, forcing us to play our spades. Okay. And we also feel pretty confident that partner has the jack of clubs because we've been counting our points and we've seen South show up with 18 points already. Okay. Whew. This is a rough one. Great. Let's try another one. So I didn't do all the hand diagrams for this one, but this is going to look a little bit mucky. So you can see the bidding on the right. East started the bidding with one club. East is our partner. South overcalls one spade, North bids the two diamonds, South calls two spades, and North is like, let's go for it, four spades. A lot of these sorts of problems feel like they are just you speculatively throwing away a winner, which might work but might also kill you at match points. Yeah, one of the things that struck me a lot was like a lot of the phrases in this chapter are like, yeah, this feels bad, but also like otherwise like there's no hope at all, the end play is certain. And I think that like that phrase, the end play is certain, like that depends a lot on who you're playing against. Um like but yeah, this is I think there are probably a couple of more nuances to that example that I didn't manage to convey too well. Okay, let's take a look at this one. So north south are playing in four spades, and we are trying to take this one down. We have been dealt this beautiful, beautiful hand. Um, yeah, the end play may not actually be certain. I mean, like if you were playing against me, like that end play is not certain at all. I'm probably just playing for down one. like Um, but yeah, if they start stripping off the suits, if you notice that there's fewer and fewer exits for your partner to have, then like you know that your opponent is capable of pulling off an in play, then the stuff becomes more and more important. Yeah. So we're playing against four spades. West is the hand that we're sitting in, so I've shown us all of West. The dummy is North, so I've shown us all of North. And then I'm showing us the cards that have shown up from East and South, so I hope this isn't too confusing. At trick one, we started this off by leading us the club. The dummy comes up with the queen, partner covers with the king, and the declarer ducks, which is a good move by the declarer, but also, again, like a mistake that I would make immediately. Having said that, it's good bridge to assume your opponents are competent. Yeah, that's fair. So South ducks the round one with the club, which I think is a great move by them. But in partner, recognizing this, goes ahead and now that we've seen the table, we can see that there's short dummy. Partner goes ahead, short in spades and dummy. Partner leads the trumps. The declarer goes ahead and wins this one in hand, and then they play out a club and then give themselves a club ruff. So our first four tricks were club, spade, club, club. And then the declarer goes ahead and plays out the ace of diamonds, the king of diamonds, and then plays a low diamond. Your partner comes up with the queen of diamonds on the third round, and so we have to figure out what are we doing at this point. Once this third round has come around, like we have a count on the diamonds. We know the partner has no more diamonds left. We also have a count on the clubs. We know that partner might have one more club. In fact, we're pretty sure partner has one more club. Otherwise, the declarer probably would have tried to take another ruff instead of switching to the diamonds. So we have to figure out, like, what is the declarer's plan here? Is there a way that we can take an extra trick here or not? So what's happened so far is we have not won any tricks, so we're trying to find a way to get to 4 so far. Sorry, we've won one trick. We won the first trick. Sorry. We won trick 1, and then we've got to hope that there's something else somewhere. Maybe partner has like the ace of spades, maybe they have a spade trick, so then we gotta hope for like 2 more tricks somewhere. We can hope that partner has a diamond, which we can see right now. Partner's diamond queen is holding. That would get us up to 3 tricks. So we gotta ask ourselves, like, where can that last one come from? And the hearts have not been touched at all, and that gives us a little bit of a clue that we might have something fishy happening with the hearts. We can see that ace-queen position in the dummy, and declarer has not tried to take that finesse. But what they have been doing is stripping away these other suits. So these are kind of our clues that maybe an in play is coming, and that the opponents are trying to keep our partner on lead. And if they keep partner on lead, partner's gonna have to lead into that tennis. Or they're gonna have to lead a club and give the opponents a rough and slough. So what we can do instead is we can rough partner's winner. We can put ourselves on lead. So partner's queen is holding right now, but we have that extra spade. We still have spades sitting there. We've only played one of them so far. We spin one of our spades on partner's queen of diamonds, and then we play a heart back, and we get to give partner a heart winner. There's no rough and slough here because the dummy is out of spades. I don't think the dummy is out of spades, because only one round of spades has been played. Yeah, the trumps haven't been drawn. And they roughed the club. Oh, I'm sorry. Yes. Sorry. My bad. Hold on. Did I have... Ah, there we go. Okay, I did prepare this. I set it up so that we can actually see the end position. This is a little bit more helpful. Sorry, that's my mistake. Let's see. So if partner... Let me think about this for a second. If partner plays back a club, why is that bad? Hold on. That gets rid of a... Yeah, like... Okay, this is not a rough and slough. This is a case of who can attack the critical suit. But if but if the declarer is able to in-play partner, and partner still has a club in hand, then why can't partner exit club? Partner has no clubs left. Okay, let me think for a second. How do I know that partner has no clubs left? Because I know that... Wait, hold on. How do I know the partner has no clubs left? I was kind of thinking that if the declarer had... I guess they can't rough two clubs, so that doesn't make sense. Okay. I have count, they've been played 3 times. I'm like blind here, I'm sorry. Why does... I'm sorry, I'm like losing it here for a second. Give me 1 second to figure out why I know that partner doesn't have any clubs. Maybe I don't know for sure. But I guess the declarer knows that partner has no more clubs. So the declarer needs... I guess that's how they know that they can get east on lead. And the declarer might also just be hoping. Yeah. Okay, fair enough. So we're not going to worry about that, but the key point here is if we leave partner on lead, there's no other way for us to get to our hand. The only way for us to get to our hand and to profitably play through that heart suit is by over-roughing partner. And if we let partner stay on lead, they're going to be forced to give a trick to the opponents by leading into that tennis. But yeah, I think the declarer knows whether or not East has... The declarer knows the count, and so they know whether or not they can... whether or not they've stripped out the suit or not. Okay. So I got a little bogged down on a point that was irrelevant, but we're getting there. Okay. Tricky. Give me 1 second. Great. Okay, so let's get to one of the problems. This is... I'm going to give everybody a little bit of time to think about this one. It's also going to be one that I probably struggle with explaining, but I think we can get to the right place. West opens 1 no, and in this case it's going to be a 13 to 15. And East just goes ahead and jumps a 3 no. And so we switch positions. We're sitting south in this example, which is a little bit different than how we normally do it when we're defending. That's another feature of a lot of these in-play situations. Sometimes you don't know for sure if they'll work and you're just hoping the distribution works out. Yeah, that's fair. I was visualizing a partner's hand as king, queen, x, king, fourth, queen, 10, 6, king, 10, 9, in which case the end play will happen if you don't ruff the diamond queen. In the book, they do show the whole thing. I was trying to get away with that. Let's see how close you are, because you are probably pretty close to the full hand with that. Let's see. Partner does have a 4th club in the example. So, I guess like the 4th club just can't help, and then they can still put you back on lead. No, I think I'm probably just missing something a little subtle. I'll post it in Discord when we're finished. I'll post a picture of it. As I do think Razern, I think you're right. You mentioned that this is a little bit of a hard to synthesize example. I wanted to show an example of roughing partner's trick, but seems a little tricky. Okay. Okay, so in South, our partner to the north has gone ahead and started us off with the Queen of Hearts. Then West is showing up with the ace. Partner played the queen. East played low. West wins with the ace, and then they just bust 4 rounds of diamonds immediately. Partner discarded 2 small spades along those diamonds, so we got the diamond count as being 4-4-3-2. Then the declare switched over to clubs. They played out the ace and then the king. They played the king and then the ace. So they finish up in dummy. And our partner follows both times with the 8 and the 10. And so what we need to be figuring out is what cards were we supposed to be discarding along the way when they played all of those diamonds. So we're going to have to make a diamond discard. And we have to figure out what the right thing for us to discard is. North has ace, queen, 9x. For this one? Or is this something else? Did I get this example wrong? So for this one, I throw the queen of clubs underneath the ace. Oh, you were still thinking about the last one. Okay, sorry, BZ. For the last hand, okay, yeah. We'll go back and take a look at the last one. I think it's probably best for us to talk about that one in Discord, because there seems to be like a couple of things that I might be missing here. Okay, so it looks like while we were talking about that, we have a couple of people thinking about this one. Give me 1 second to hydrate, and then we'll take a stab at it. Okay, so if we're looking at this, what we really want to do is we need to hope that partner can end up on lead, and then we would like partner to be able to lead through that spade position. So if we end up on lead, we're going to run into some problems. And a very easy way for the opponents to put us on lead is with that Queen of Clubs. So it looks like, so Razorn's first thought was I'd throw the Queen of Clubs underneath the ace, and then we're going to hold on to all of our spades, and we'll have the 7 of clubs. Let's see. I think we have to throw a spade because they played out 2 rounds of clubs already. So on the last round, if we discard the Queen of Clubs on a diamond, then we won't have any clubs left. So, but yeah, we'd end up with the spades and can I count spades and a heart? Or yeah, I think it's just we'd have a heart instead of a club. We are keeping 6 cards. Yeah, yeah, that's the idea, Lapras. So we need to figure out. So on trick, so we lost a heart already. Then we lost all of our diamonds. When on the, and then so then we lost 2 clubs. So we have a discard that we have to make on a diamond. Yeah, sure. Keep a heart instead of a spade. Perfect. Then Dr. Dogman, yeah, I think I'd agree with Razorn. You need to keep all the spades, and you need to throw the Queen of Clubs so you're not inplayed in spades. Yeah, so the big thing here is we're trying to get rid of the ways that the opponents can throw us in. If you really want to be flashy, we can keep the 2 of clubs instead of the 7. Yeah, I'm not sure. Yeah. Well, once we're down to hold on. Can I count? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So yeah, we won't have any clubs left. Hey Sam, good to see you. We are working through some problems about how to counter endplays. But I think we've identified the problem here. We need to make sure that we don't end up on lead and have to lead our spade position. And by the time trick 8 by the time we're down to our final 6 cards, if they're able to put us on the lead with the Queen of Clubs, then the only thing that we're going to have left at that point is spades, and we can't lead those spades. So we need to make sure that when we get around to discarding those diamonds, that one of the very first things we do is prevent them from putting us on lead. And we're going to do that by throwing away the Queen of Clubs. Perfect. Okay, and then I've got a link. Dr. Dogman supplied this example. I have not looked at this. I thought we might try this one like one of the Endplay ones that we did last time, where we all kind of work together and see if we can come up with the answer. So give me 1 second to get us switched over to that one. Take a quick look at Iggy again. And also, thank you very much, Dr. Dogman, for supplying the example. 1 second, hold on. Then, is this gonna work? Yeah, that's close enough. We can see this. Yeah, there's a lot of fantastic resources available for like more examples from this chapter in Discord, so I highly recommend going and checking it out. So let's see if we can figure out what's going on here, because like we've got double dummy view, but hopefully that'll help us. South is showing up with 1 no. Marksman, thank you so much for the raid. Thank you for the follow, Roughing Finesse. Oh, it's so good to see you all. We are working through an example about how to counter an endplay right now. Hey, Marksman. Hope your stream went well. It's good to see you. Okay, so South opened up with 1 no. West overcalls 2 hearts. Seems like maybe they're playing a natural system. We can click on a hand to just see the board from that hand's perspective. Ooh. Ah, thank you. I didn't know that. Cool. Thank you, Lapras. That's sweet. Let's play this from West, I guess. I'm just taking a guess that we're supposed to be playing from West. North is, I don't even know what that means. They're queuing, probably, I guess it's a transfer? I don't know. Um, it shows the other suit. Most people play 3 hearts here as Stamen. Okay, cool. That's what Lebensal does. If it's Lebensal, that's a Stamen. Okay, thanks. I'm not familiar with this one. Enjoy dinner, marksman. And it usually denies a Heartstopper. Okay, there's like a wealth of information here that I did not know. Okay. But they eventually figure out that they want to play in spades. So, it should show 4 of the other major. Yeah, so it's not really it's sort of Stamen, but not exactly because you're not, because like you're just telling the partner that you have the other major, because opponents have bid it naturally. Okay, let's see what we get off to. I guess if we were going to lead from this hand, I would assume that the King of Hearts is a good lead. And that's where we start. Okay, so the dummy comes down. It should show 4 of the other major and no Heartstopper. Okay, cool. Cool. That's helpful. So we started with the King of Hearts. The dummy comes down. We can see that the dummy is okay, but not great. So it looks like it's going to be kind of a borderline game. So let's see what happens on trick 1. Our king holds on trick 1, so it looks like we go ahead and just play him again. And it holds again on trick 2. So I guess we're thinking that partner's coming up with the ace, maybe? So at this point we've taken 2 tricks, and we gotta try and take 2 more. We're pretty sure we're not gonna take any more heart tricks. Maybe partner comes up with a... Maybe partner... I'm not sure where we would go here. I guess we're just gonna like keep playing hearts and force, or like if we play the clubs, I was thinking like that looks all right. Like we play through the clubs. And if partner shows up with the queen or the ace, like that helps. We penetrate the dummy's position. Isn't clubs the endplay suit? I have no idea. I have not looked at this example at all. I thought maybe we could try and piece it together. Opponent has ace 10x. I've completely forgotten. The declarer has ace 10x. Yeah, I'm not sure. Let's find out what we did next. We played a club. I think a club makes sense. Trump also seems safe. Clubs could be a declare for the declarer, but so could diamonds. Yeah. Okay, so it looks like we chose to go attack the clubs, which seems reasonable enough. We can see that the dummy looks like they have a weak position here. And it looks like okay. Yeah, so it seems like our partner has the ace of hearts. That also seems pretty true. So leading another heart is bad, because that's just going to give them a rough and slough. And then partner could have overtaken us and led back a heart, but they didn't. So partner wanted us to be on lead. This is what BZ is saying. Okay. Partner has the ace of hearts. Another heart is rough and discard. They left us on lead because they want something else from us. Sam is saying I probably would exit Trump here, but a club is reasonable. Okay. So we've exited club, and it's not working out for us. Partner didn't show up with the... Well, if partner has the ace, they did not take their opportunity to play it. And the declarer showed up with the queen. So we're pretty sure that the clubs look bad. And I'm guessing that the declarer just runs back another... Okay, so they start drawing Trump, it looks like. They play 2 rounds of Trump. The partner may be ducking the ace of clubs here to try and set up a ruff. Okay, so if partner has a good sense of, like, maybe if partner has a bunch of lengthened clubs, then they might assume that you are shortened clubs and they can give you a rough. Yeah, but it looks like that plan doesn't work out. The declarers are just going to go ahead and come down here with the ace. Yeah, these dreams are dying by the second here. They come out with the ace, and now what are they going to play next? They play another club. So now we need to be asking ourselves, like, what's the plan here? We know the declarer is likely out of hearts, because we're pretty sure the partner has the ace and it's the last one. We are pretty sure that, let's see. We haven't touched the diamond position. We're also pretty sure the partner showed up with only 2 trumps because, or partner showed up with 3 trumps and one of them is the queen. So if partner has the queen of trumps, we still need to take like one more trick. And the diamond position for North is looking a little precarious. So they've stripped away the hearts, they're stripping away the clubs, and they're stripping away the spades. So the only suit that's left is this diamond position here, and if they can put us on lead, then we're either gonna have to, let's see, if they put us on lead, we're gonna have to do something pretty nasty with the diamonds. So we need to be thinking here, is there a way that opponents could put us on lead? And I think that the answer to that is pretty, yeah. If they have the ace king of diamonds themselves, then they can use our queen to put us on lead. And they can end play us. So I think what we need to do here is discard the queen of diamonds so that there's no way for the opponents to put us on lead. And then hope that partner is going to come up with the missing tricks. Sorry, I missed a lot of comments. Okay, it looks like they're trying to get an in-play in diamonds. It looks like they might have King Jack XX. Don't see anything they can do about it. This one wasn't in CPT. Yeah, I'm not really sure what the right thing to do is, but I'm thinking that, what were the declare spades? They played ace king and then they switched to clubs. If we discard the diamond queen, they just get all of their diamonds. Well, that seems bad. But they haven't touched the diamonds yet. So I was thinking maybe they have, let's see. Okay, so if we pitch the diamond queen and they just get to go diamond out, this is bad. Okay, so, okay, what I'm saying is that we're okay, my plan's bad. Let's revise. Okay. If I remember correctly, the right thing is that they're gonna throw us in, and that we have to play a heart to give them a rough and slough, but it doesn't actually help them. They might have XXX in diamonds, in which case you must throw your queen of diamonds. That's what I thought the play was. But we're also pretty sure the partner has a heart to play back. So if we play a heart... Okay, let's see. I think we need to discard a heart here and throw in the queen under the second round of diamonds. Ooh, okay. That's an interesting thought from Lapras. And then Dr. Donovan, okay, if they have King Jack XX, the rough and slough doesn't help them. Yeah, well, if they're King Jack XX, like if North has, like, sorry, if South has the Jack of Diamonds, then they just take the, if they have the Jack and the King of Diamonds, they just take the finesse. Like, there's no, like, why even do anything else? Declare has ace, king, queen of spades, ace, queen of clubs. That's 15 points. They can't have the king of diamonds. Okay. Do they have room for those diamonds? I missed the spade position. Yeah, Jubit, it's a good question. On the spade position, they just played 2 rounds of spades and then called it a day. So I was thinking, like, partner could still have the queen of spades here, and they're not playing it out. Or declare has the queen of spades, and they're not playing it because it doesn't matter. If they have the jack of diamonds, the contract makes anyways. Yeah. Yeah, I think you have to discard the queen here, because otherwise you get end played. Let's see what happens. Okay, so we don't discard the diamond, they discard the heart. Partner is going to get end played into leading a diamond. Okay, hold on. So let's just keep looking, I guess, and we'll see what happens here. I guess if partner has the queen of spades, they can force partner to be on lead at this point. East is now on lead. Give a useless rough and slough to beat the hand. Okay, hold on. Now we have to see the whole thing because they're saying, like, okay, hold on. So East is on lead. They can play the heart. And they can discard a diamond on it, but it doesn't matter. We were supposed to be playing from East the whole time. Oh my god. Sorry, everyone. Ugh, okay, hold on. So what we can't break the, okay, we can't play the diamonds. Partner has to play the clubs or they play a heart. They play the heart, they get a rough, then they still have, and then I guess they just get to play around. Yeah. McClure has 4 opposite 4 in diamonds. The hint suggests that you need to keep the queen of diamonds to win a trick and exit heart. Okay. Okay. Yeah, okay, sorry. I guess I should have played this out just long enough to figure out which hand we're supposed to be playing from. I assumed that since West was on lead that we were playing to guard from West. Okay, so if we're playing from East, we can realize that, okay, we can still exit safely here as long as we don't touch the diamonds. Because, like, they can strip you away, but, like, it doesn't actually gain them anything. Okay, this is kind of a weird one. I do think it's interesting that, like, not all rough and sloughs are bad, I guess. Feels kind of like the point here. Because, like, even though they strip you away, even though you still have to give it to them, like there's a bad way to exit and a good way to exit. And we cannot exit diamond here. So yeah, we just need to make sure that we're counting. This one felt a little bit tricky and didn't help that we were attacking it from the wrong side. Oh, okay, Dr. Dogman's showing up with some cool information here. Sam is saying, so West has shown up 2-6, question 2. Okay. So we can kind of just, so like as we play through the hand, we need to be counting partner's hands so that we know what the what partner is left with so we know how we can safely exit here. And we need to be counting like what the declarer is showing up with, so like we can make sure that, so we know exactly what to do at the end position. This is where I think like this chapter, like that, this stuff is pretty, I think this stuff is hard. And one of the reasons I think it's hard is because it's trying to synthesize a lot of information and skills that I am struggling to pull off, like just like in a more narrow sense. So I think this stuff is really interesting, but it's also, I think, a little bit beyond where I really should be right now. And I think the discussion today, like I struggled a little bit with this stuff. Okay, so we've got a couple of messages. Okay, so we don't have all of them, but first, like 6 ways to counter endplays. The first 2 are give a useless rough and slough, and the second one is unblock. Perfect. So unblocking, we didn't look at a great example of that. We had a similar example where we overtook partner's trick with a rough. And then useless rough and slough, like we have an example of that here, where we're not, we didn't look at this quite right, but that's all right. And then the overarching messages don't auto not give a rough and slough. It could be more costly to break another suit. I think that's a great take-home message. Like, I think that makes a lot of sense. We need to make sure that we're counting the hands, and that can give us a better sense that we can't afford to touch that diamond suit at all. And yeah, I do think this stuff is just hard, but that's all right. Okay,